Raising their hands. I can see if I can catch somebody there. How many of you guys know a friend that's been constipated before? You have a friend. Oh, okay, there we go. Let's have hands. Okay. Well, watermelon's one of the first foods I actually recommend to people that have a hard time having a bowel movement because it has both fiber and water. Watermelon's perfect for that. In fact, if you eat watermelon and then you go jog around the block, that's a perfect recipe to become regular. Inflammation. So it helps. There's choline. It helps. It's a natural anti-inflammatory. And muscle recovery. That L-citrulline helps with that. Vitamin A helps with your skin. So watermelon's good for the skin. Obviously hydration. And then I added this last one here. I was just at a conference recently, and they were talking about how if you are trying to get off of caffeine and you use caffeine for alertness. There's a friend of mine. He's a truck driver. He says, hey, Doc, I just, it's hard for me to give it up. I was like, well, listen, if you abstain from caffeine for 2 weeks, because caffeine is kind of like a hyperstimulant, but if you get off of caffeine for about 2 weeks, oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Look at that. Good man. There's actually a Bible promise that your reward will come to you if you give someone a glass of water. I think that was Matthew chapter 12. Okay. Alertness. So it helps with alertness. And so that truck driver, after getting off of caffeine for 2 weeks, found that caffeine will give you alertness, but it kind of takes away your decision capabilities. You tend to have a harder time with making good decisions. So people will sometimes make poor decisions even though they're more awake. Well, watermelon actually will help you be awake and alert and helps with your frontal lobe function. So anyways, tips for today: eat a variety of whole foods daily. Seek to add watermelon regularly, especially during the summer months, but don't eat too close to bedtime. So you guys know if you eat too much watermelon before you go to bed, you'll be getting up a lot. Okay, so that is your tip. That is your health talk. You came to Gilbertown and you saw the doctor and you got your health talk. Now let's get to the sermon for today. I had so many different topics. I didn't know what to talk about today. But I hope this is going to be a blessing to you. This talk that I'll be sharing today was kind of birthed out of, how many of you guys have ever had a problem with somebody? You got in an argument with somebody. You've ever had a conflict with somebody. Are churches immune to conflicts? No. Churches will split sometimes. People will split. Is there even conflict in our country? Is there a split in our country? It almost seems like it's a 50-50 thing on every single issue, right? And, excuse me. And it made me wonder, I actually got this idea from a friend of mine as a pastor. I was discussing an issue I had with, is this microphone actually a microphone up here too? So I can walk around? You guys can hear me? Okay, good. I didn't know if it was just recording. I was having this issue with another friend of mine, and I was talking to this pastor, and he's like, Jason, have you ever read the book, The Speed of Trust? Have you guys heard of that, The Speed of Trust? I'll talk about it a little bit later, but The Speed of Trust is a book. Have you guys ever heard of a guy named Franklin Covey? The seven characteristics of highly effective people. So Franklin Covey, his son Stephen Covey came up with this. He was in the business sector, and he does